Investanalitix. Empowerment through education. Understanding investing. A journey of exploration through space and time. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Lao Tzu. Step inside this magical world and let's begin our journey of discovery. In this journey, we will meet many incredible people and hear their remarkable tales. And together, we will travel through space and time. So let the journey begin. Our philosophy is simple. Demystify investing through dynamic learning. Dynamic learning is the end product of visualization, simulation, engagement, and play. But above all, our aim is to encourage independent thought. Every city with a metro provides a colorful guide to help visitors navigate their way. Like a city, our course is full of intrigue and adventure. So we've designed our own guide so you can find your way with our metro map. We've named our stations after inspirational personalities who have contributed to the subject matter you will learn about, or who have made an impact on the course of human progress. Within the course itself, we make references to other towering greats, each a giant in his own right. Our metro map is easy to use. It consists of 6 stations, each of which is made up of several platforms. Each station consists of 4 areas: coursework, the learning lounge, quizzes, and videos. The coursework is the engine room of our study program. Here you'll find easy-to-read content, interesting stories, diagrams, illustrations, graphs, examples, and even the odd formula. The Learning Lounge is the enthusiast's corner, full of formulas, examples, analysis, and commentary. It's designed for those who are interested in the nuts and bolts of a subject. Why not fly on the wings of your imagination and enter our Isaac Newton Lounge for some inspirational study time? Or come and marvel a while at the magnificence of the 10th century Royal Library of Cordoba while you lose yourself among its 400,000 books. The quiz section is where you'll do some serious thinking and learning, as well as playing. There will be all manner of questions to answer: multiple choice, ranking, true or false, text matching, fill the blanks, mark the spot, or select the image. Our videos are designed to help you learn while you watch and relax. They are cartoons filled with compelling plots and interesting personalities, brought to life by our own resident Professor X. For example, we meet Arson, the successful manager of IX Rovers, as he contemplates the question of risk and return when evaluating two prospects his scouts have recommended to him as replacements for key strikers he's lost. Or observe the contrasting personalities of the opinionated Uncle Rupert and the brash, clever Trevor as we put them in our magic black box to determine their very personalized index of risk aversion. We begin our journey in the company of an illustrious figure of medieval history. It is befitting for Ibn Sina, the extraordinary Persian polymath, to inaugurate the course. This gifted scientist produced 450 scholarly works in his relatively short lifetime. His expertise covered the fields of mathematics, medicine, astronomy, philosophy, chemistry, geography, geology, psychology, physics, logic, and poetry. And all with no laptop. His most well-known work, The Canon of Medicine, was standard text in many medieval universities and was still in use as late as the 17th century. In Station 1, we meet Johann Gauss, the 18th century German mathematician and father of the bell curve, the key to unlocking the mysteries of the relationship between risk and return. We present the bell curve as a map of a hidden treasure and explain why risk is best viewed through a prism of statistics and event probability, and as such, it can be visualized as a range of probable return outcomes spread around an average value. Station 2 is dedicated to Daniel Bernoulli, the Swiss scientist who probed and quantified human behavior through mathematics. How many images can you spot in this picture? What is an old, discolored letter worth? Perhaps not much, until you notice the signature of a most eccentric icon. What is a ducat worth? To a pauper and to a rich man. Is the glass half full or half empty? We answer these questions with a little help from Bernoulli by quantifying individual perception of risk through the index of risk aversion. We have named Station 3 Cervantes as a tribute to Miguel Cervantes, the wordsmith of Iberia, who famously coined the phrase, "Don't put all your eggs in one basket." Using a game of dice, we examine diversification in the context of risk and event probability, showing how increasing the number of dice reduces the probability of extreme outcomes. We also put risk under the spotlight, dissecting it to show its components and the roles they play in diversification. Station 4 takes us to Renaissance Florence and the opening day of Signor Medici's People's Bank, the first European wealth management company of its kind. We make our way to the fashionable district of Bellos Grande on the south side of the River Arno and to the headquarters of the Medici Bank. We peek at the investment menu of the day and pick up 2 leaflets describing the anatomy of asset classes. Next is an exclusive seminar provided by Signor Medici himself on first principles of investing, Today he describes the time value of money. And elaborates on the drivers of investment growth, specifically the role of the rate of return and the magic of compounding. To introduce us to stocks, Signor Medici takes us forward in time to meet Isaac Newton and gives us a glimpse of his personal journal on that fateful day in January 1720 when he decided to buy shares in the ill-fated South Sea Company. We attend Signor Medici's seminar on bonds, which he begins by showing his favorite Babylonian artifact, the oldest known bond, before moving on to proprietary illustrations describing bond characteristics, including its unique risk known as duration. His lecture on property begins in typical flamboyant style, with a display of his own paintings of the cave houses of Kandavan in northern Persia and of Guadix in southern Spain, before he discusses methods of evaluating property as an investment. Station 5 is dedicated to Harry Markowitz, the father of modern portfolio theory. We're transported to 300 AD, somewhere along the eastern bank of the River Nile, and find ourselves in a makeshift laboratory and in the company of alchemist Zosimos of Panopolis. In a new continent and on a different time plane, we meet a contemporary alchemist, one who blends elements of a different kind. Numbers. Here we learn about an investment alchemist's elixir, correlation, and how it can be used to construct a portfolio with two risky assets, and how such a portfolio can be customized to an investor's risk profile. In our last station, we meet a most remarkable woman of antiquity, the mathematician and head of the prestigious Library of Alexandria, Hypatia Alexandricus. We follow Hypatia in the dead of a starry Egyptian night as she hastily disembarks her chariot and makes her way towards the lecture theatre at the Library of Alexandria to pursue her work on the invention of an extraordinary computational tool, the astrolabe. Throughout this course, we use our own computational tool, the magic black box, the silent engine which generates the simulations and probabilistic scenarios and forecasts which enable us to illustrate and elaborate key investment concepts and ideas. We end our journey with arguably the most remarkable traveller of all times, Ibn Battuta. In a pilgrimage of learning and discovery which spanned 24 years, this irrepressible scholar trekked 75,000 miles around the world. No airport VIP lounges for this inquisitive soul. Your journey begins here. Bon voyage!